Fuck with boys.
Yes, we
Fuck with
do.
boys.
Hashtag fuck with boys. That's wonderful.
We're bad at intros around here. But we have the number 44 with us today.
Yes, all the way.
Thank you guys. Yes, all
Which
the way
cameras do we look at?
LA.
That one?
Every single
Anyone
one.
you see. There's a couple you don't see.
That one?
They'll catch you there.
This one down here?
Yeah.
Yes. Underneath the couch, man. Go ahead and find
Check
it.
your back pocket.
Back pocket. That's
So let's just introduce ourselves. Name and instrument you play.
I'm Dan. I play keyboards and guitar, and I sing.
I'm Evan. I play drums.
I'm Evan. I play guitar.
I'm Dustin, and I play bass.
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice, guys.
And you guys are on tour right now?
We are on tour right now. Yeah.
Okay, where'd you, where all are you going? Where have you been and where are you going?
Alright. Los Angeles, and then we did Tijuana, and then we did Phoenix, El Paso, College Station, Bryant College Station,
Fun.
Yeah.
New Orleans,
nice.
Houston, Austin last night,
Yeah, awesome last night.
Dallas tonight, and then we were doing Albuquerque
Tomorrow.
Denver, and then we're doing Joshua Tree, Pioneer Town, Long Beach, Santa Cruz, and San Francisco. But the last, like, from Pioneer Town on is kind of like in our
Yeah,
area.
so
Yeah.
It's like
we got a little break.
a couple
before we-
desert festivals.
Yeah.
Long Beach is pretty close to us, and then we go up the coast, spend the night. That'll be kind of another little leg of the tour, and then we're back.
Yep.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What the hell of a tour, man. Shit.
Yeah, right?
That's doing it
So,
big.
y'all already been to New Orleans then, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tight.
Fun, man. Yeah. I love New
Yeah.
Orleans.
Yeah. Well, a lot of us hadn't been to New Orleans
Really,
before,
yeah.
so
There's such
That
a
was our
culture there.
first- yeah,
Such
that
a
was-
vibe and culture.
That was our first time, but yeah, man, it seems like there's a lot of fun stuff to do around there.
I
So
love them po' boys.
Yes.
we immediately ate po' boys. That
Are
was
we allowed to
the
cuss?
first thing that we did.
Totally.
Yeah,
for sure.
I fuck
And-
with po' boys.
Yes, we
Fuck with
do.
po' boys.
Hashtag fuck with boys. That's wonderful.
I'm about to make the joke. Every time I eat a po' boy,
Yeah.
I tweet or I post somewhere. I say I just ate a po' boy, but I feel like a rich man.
Yeah.
And no one ever thinks it's funny,
Yeah.
but I always think it's hilarious.
It's not.
And I'm waiting for the joke to land. It's so funny. Thank you for laughing.
Yes.
I really think it's
Yeah.
I hope that was real and not a fake
Whoa.
laugh.
Hey, look at this lovely record player we have for you today,
And
guys.
here it is.
That's what it is.
You can have
Yeah,
that.
it is. This is a pretty sweet shirt. How'd you
you.
come up with this design?
That is from I drew that, I designed that, but it's very, very heavily influenced from this like old French cooking, like it's like a page from a French cookbook that they made into a poster, and you can still find it a lot of places. I used to see it growing up all the time, so it was just all scientific drawings of those different kinds of mushrooms. And then Dan actually bought one when he was on tour. He put it up in the studio, and I was trying to come up with a shirt design. So I think I was just sitting there spacing out, staring at the mushrooms, and I was like, all right, that might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I just redrew them all in my cartoony style, and yeah,
That's cool,
That's where
man.
that came from.
I like
Yeah.
that idea. And those are like the different names of the mushrooms? Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
underneath it's like all
Okay,
these like
that's all different
scientific names of the
Okay,
mushrooms.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool, man. Very scientific.
What about this other artwork? Your first EP?
Yeah, it's
That's
all-
also me.
all
Yeah,
is-
I do all the
It's
visual
pretty
stuff for
much-
us.
Pretty much everything.
Wow,
all the
man, that's
artwork is
beautiful.
this
So,
Evan is
I mean, let me ask you: do you draw it and then do you put it up into like a computer, or how
Yeah.
does it?
My usual method is drawing it either on paper or with a tablet, but I pretty much exclusively color everything on Photoshop now
Yeah.
or digitally,
Okay, cool.
just because it's a lot easier to work with, and then
That's awesome.
doing the graphic design aspect of it, it has to be on the computer anyway.
Yeah,
so
for
yeah,
sure.
so I save a couple steps by just going directly to the computer.
Wow.
You know, and then we can look at different versions of things and say like, here's different color schemes that we could do.
That's so neat, man.
Yeah, so that I'm happy with that how that one turned out.
this
Yeah,
one's
that's
shoes
awesome.
as well?
That one is
Yeah.
also our I did that one as well, and that's a split that we did with our homie Spirit Mother. They're a band from Long Beach. who
Shout
we
out to Spearman.
Highly recommend that you guys check out because they're fucking badass.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like a California thing, the like split 45.
It's actually it's more like a punk thing. Yeah, go ahead and show that one.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
one's sick.
that one looks
Spooky
tight.
Mansion.
Spooky, yeah.
That's
Teenage
really
Dream
cool.
and Spooky Mansion.
Oh, and you said that they were from San Francisco?
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
California. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nobody up here, I don't know, I haven't seen any
Never seen
splits.
anything like that.
So I'm like, what,
Yeah.
another
Well,
California?
I mean, I thought it
Super
was.
cool.
It's mostly it was a punk thing.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
A lot of
Okay.
punk bands would do splits, and also just for cost, you know.
Yeah, oh,
Cost
yeah,
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Vinyl ain't cheap.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Do y'all have plans for, well, do y'all have plans for an album right now? You just have
Yes.
2 singles.
Yeah, the 2 singles are from the album. The album's gonna be released September. It's called Reflexive Repeater, and yeah, it's gonna be 16 tracks. I think we can say that now.
Yes, we've been
16,
saying
so it's a
that.
double.
16
Okay,
tracks.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know what we've been saying. So.
Plans for a record, like a...
Yeah,
double
we would
LP.
love to do a double LP. That would be, I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it's also like.
that's a lot of money for
Yes,
sure.
it is.
But
Yeah, it is.
yeah, we'll see.
How was the recording and everything for this new album? Have y'all...
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's pretty much it's just in the final little stages. But we went up to a cabin in Running Springs, California, which is it's sort of like just a mountain forest area, whatever. So we got a cabin up there, and we took all of our engineer Christopher Maciel's gear, 22nd Dimension, is what he goes by for recording, and we took it all up there and just recorded for a month, and then came back.
Yeah, like a box truck worth of gear.
Wow, dude,
That was kind of
is-
gnarly, moving all that stuff up there, and then we got to the place too, because it was just a guy that we found on like Airbnb.
Right,
We
right.
told him what we were gonna do.
Okay,
we were like,
okay,
"Hey man,
cool.
like we're gonna be recording our album in here," and he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's cool."
That's
So we got there and we like moved all the furniture out of the way and everything, and set up this like legit recording area, and we had like a little isolation room, and
Wow.
we built panels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that we did that.
Homemade panels.
Homemade, what do you
That's
call those?
neat.
What is like the technical
like
term?
acoustic panels?
Yeah, just like
Baffles.
baffles.
Yeah,
bass
so
traps
we
and
built
stuff,
like
yeah.
20 of those and then
Dude,
brought
that's
those
so
too. Yeah,
cool, man.
yeah, that
I
was
bet
pretty
that
fun.
whole experience was unique. And,
Definitely.
And the guy that owns the spot, you know, you can even
was
say
super
it
chill
now.
with
It's
it.
like, this album was recorded here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
he
cool.
wants. I feel like he.
We're gonna send
I
it to
feel
him.
like he probably thinks we forgot about him because we recorded it a while ago.
Oh,
We've
really?
just been, we've just been fixing
Yeah.
little things and doing
Yeah.
stuff ever since.
That's
And I
neat,
feel like
man.
he probably was like, these guys forgot to send me my
Yeah.
album. So no, Jonathan, if you're listening, which
Yeah.
I really doubt you are, but if you are, it's coming.
It's coming,
coming
man.
to you.
We didn't
Got
forget
you.
about you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Got you.
The first one to get in your hands.
The absolute
Uh,
first, yeah.
What was the experience like on your other EP? Where'd you record this?
That was mostly at
Chris.
at Chris's spot, and it was split between Chris's spot and our rehearsal studio, Rad Pro Studios. So it was it was a much more fragmented process. So
Yeah.
just like going in, doing little sessions and coming. So it took a while to do, but it was still a really good process. And but we changed the gear a little bit. It was recorded on a different board. It has kind of like a gnarlier, grittier sort of, I guess. It's not really. I wouldn't consider lo-fi, but
It's yeah.
Heavily
Sound
saturated.
pseudo lo-fi. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the way to say it.
How do you compare the new album that y'all just recorded to your old songs?
More dense, more lush. Lush is kind of like I don't know. That's
The
like
buzzword.
The buzzword
That
that
we're
I
using.
that I use to associate with it.
Yeah.
It's
I like
just
it.
what I and it just became like kind of sort of like even an in joke of like oh yeah, you know, like I like that snare tone, but like I just wanted a little bit more lush. That's where Chris is just like, just shut the fuck up, dude. Like stop saying
It's
lush.
the word for the whole
But,
album.
yeah, that's just
Album
that's just what we're
Lush
thinking.
by number 44.
Yeah, dude, that's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Also known as. That's hilarious. That's too funny, man. That's great.
What are y'all's influences? What are your individual influences? We'll start with Dustin.
It kind of rotates around. I mean, at least like creatively, when it comes to this band, I don't know. I mean, this is kind of a hard question.
It
What do
is
you
hard,
jam?
right?
What do you
Yeah.
jam in your car right now? Like, what are you listening to?
Oh, well, I mean, like on tour, we've just been kind of rotating stuff. So, like the Beatles, there's funk music sometimes, you know, like the boys from Stranger Liquids will throw in some like hardcore, you know, like, and I feel like there's just a lot of diverse stuff like what we're listening to, but I don't know, like I said, it's kind of, I don't know. I would say the Beatles is an easy answer.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that I guess I have a Hofner.
There you go. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. There's just a lot of different music that kind of gets thrown in, but I don't know how to triangulate just the one thing to get. But.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard too because Dan writes all the music for us, and then we kind of just fill in our parts with what you think would go good.
Very cool.
So it's kind of like we're having the influence from what we grew up with, and then bringing it to what the sound is of the band, and trying to blend everything together.
For sure.
Yeah.
Spectacular answer.
Yeah, that was a very good summary.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, because I don't feel like things that I currently listen to necessarily influence like my style of drumming or anything. That's just kind of something that's been developing, you know, my whole life. I was like a little kid and I started listening to I think Rage Against the Machine was probably the band that was like, yeah, I want to fucking play drums, dude.
Especially
playing along
Rage,
to some Rage.
Right?
That's like how I taught myself in the beginning. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, I'm trying to think of something I'm currently listening to.
I guess personally, I don't think anyone in the band is just sharing in my personal journey right now. But I've been doing a lot of krautrock.
Okay.
And like weird, creepier kind of stuff like Can and New, and this new band Camera, and then I don't think they're not considered krautrock, but just like that sort of like spacey weird style like Portishead.
Okay.
Third, if you ever listen to that album,
No,
it's so good. And we're listening to it on the van speakers, and they're really shitty speakers through like the radio. And I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, oh my god, this album's so good, and I want to like hear it, but we're stuck in the van. And Soons, I've been listening to a lot of Soons, and doing that. But I feel like you're also like what I listen to actually kind of does directly influence what I write.
Of course.
But I think you're gonna hear a lot more krautrock on the next record. This is recording right now, a little crowdier stuff, and I think now I'm thinking about the songs that we're doing for the next record, because we're already kind of the record after this is kind of already
planned out.
The songs are written,
That's
whatever,
nice.
and they're a little crowdier too. But I don't know, for this record, there's a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Did you have an overall vision for the band itself, or do you go like by album? How do you sit down? and write?
So I mean, I did like when we first started the band. What I was looking for was like a darker psychedelic sound, like sort of like dark. I'm not gonna come up with another adjective. Dark psychedelic. Right? I don't know. But I also wanted to like make it so that I wanted to structure it in a way that we're not tied down to that. We're not tied down to just the one thing, and that like it makes way for natural evolution, not an evolution in terms of just straight genre jumping, like, oh, this album's you know like psychedelic, and this album's just straight rock and roll, this album's stoner, you know.
Yeah, we kind of fall in between a lot of genres currently, so that always makes it interesting to play with like the bands that we play with. You know, we get booked for a lot of different kinds of shows, and we're never quite, you know.
You mesh well.
Yeah, we're never quite like exactly. I haven't come across another band that I feel like I've been like, oh man, you guys sound just like us. You know, but it makes it good because then we're able to kind of fill in and play with like a lot of different styles of music and different kinds of shows, so it's kind of cool.
Y'all are like multi-dimensional.
It's
I like that.
Yeah. And it's kind of like we also don't fit in with any one band, so it's kind of like it's kind of like being I don't know, like also this is I don't know if this is a weird tie-in or not, but like being mixed race, like where I'm half Chinese and half white, half Japanese, half white.
Okay,
It's just kind of like I'm not Chinese enough for the Chinese people, not white enough for the white people.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like you don't fit in. You're just kind of like that weird in the middle. Like,
Hey.
Yeah.
We're here now.
So, I don't know.
That's cool though.
That's a good way to put it.
Where'd you come up with the band name, number 44?
Classified.
Classified.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Stay up on it, yeah.
Just gonna
Any
skip
hints,
right
any
over that.
clues for future fanatics out there?
No, nothing yet. No,
Maybe,
I think.
yeah.
I mean, like, if you really want to know, I'm pretty sure you can find out. We've said it before.
Yeah.
We just
Okay.
decided.
We've said it
We
before.
decided now we're just not really gonna talk about it.
If you like Google the number 44 and look at stuff that's not our band, you can kind of find some clues.
Okay, very
Yeah,
cool, very
but we played half a dozen shows before we like came up with a name. So we
Oh,
kind of
okay.
were just before we decided on it.
Did
We
y'all-
would just pick random names and we would be a different name for every single
That's
show.
cool. Do y'all
So
remember
that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would just do like stupid names. We'd like put them in a hat and then like
And
pick
draw
them out.
Tell them, yeah, today we are, hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-and-so, okay, yeah, cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was great too because like I thought it was a cool
That's awesome.
concept, but I was like, oh, people are gonna get pissed and like no one's gonna want to put our name on a flyer.
No.
But we have like a bunch of flyers
No one
with
would
our
know.
names on it.
Oh,
It's like it was Raw Dog, Screeching
Raw Dog's the
Shrew,
worst, yeah.
Raw Dog- well, no, the Pullout Kings.
Pull out
was
games.
pretty was
Yeah.
bad. And then there was like the Mystic Alderman of the Sun. That was actually pretty
That was
cool.
the first one.
That was a Futurama reference.
Oh,
I watch
yeah.
a lot of Futurama.
Okay, very cool.
Little small tidbit. And then there was
What else were we?
Jewel Thieves of an Infinite Cosmos, which was
Oh, yeah,
when
Jewel
the thing that we
Thieves.
were saying when we were making the band, not pigeonholing us into like dark psychedelic. I feel like if we chose the name Jewel Thieves of an Infinite Cosmos,
Yeah.
we would be pigeonholed.
Yeah,
into
so,
psychedelic.
yeah, maybe so,
Maybe
yeah.
just a little bit. Yeah.
But,
That's awesome, man. That's a
Yeah.
pretty unique way to come up with a band name. Just play
Yeah.
a few shows first and then decide
Yeah,
what's
then we
going
could
on.
kind of like gauge the reaction too.
Yeah.
People were like,
That's pretty neat.
raw dog.
like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, so
Raw Dog.
What the
Raw
fuck
dog.
kind of
We're
name
raw
is that?
dog,
The
oh,
Kevin
but it was
That's
RA like the sun dog.
Oh,
Sun
okay,
god.
okay. Oh, so,
Dog.
okay, I got you, dog,
Dog,
yeah.
dog.
Dog,
Was that Sims? Was that?
No, that was my brother.
Oh.
Your
I
brother
don't
came
know.
up with that?
Yeah, we were hanging out, and he was just like, "I have a stupid name for you." And, yeah,
That's the best. It stands out. Shit.
That's funny.
What's the best show you've ever seen?
Scene.
oh man.
Top show. One of your top
It's
shows.
Oh
hard.
man, that's.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that ever.
What about
in my
most
entire
recent?
life.
What's one of your most recent big shows you
Yeah,
went
what's
to?
like a good one that
Internet-
we've
like
done
international
seen
touring.
recently?
I mean, King Gizzard at the
Yeah.
at Desert Days.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
It's always like a really.
Nice.
I wish I was there for more of it. This guy was.
Yeah, I was in the pit.
That
sounds
sounds
tough.
man.
Dude, no, that's intense. They played a really unique set for that night, and I feel like it showcased a lot of their discography that like meshes well.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
it was
yeah.
really cool.
Very nice. It's always fun seeing Giz, man.
Yeah.
And the crowd reaction.
Oh yeah.
Always live, man.
Dude,
They're just, yeah.
Yeah, I need to see
Great
that.
band.
I still haven't seen them live yet.
They're.
I know
It's
I'm
a new
missing
year.
out. I know I'm missing out.
Well, I mean, it's March, but
With
Yeah.
one, and it's just the one that like most recently like really moved me. Was My Morning Jacket.
Okay.
It was, like, the one.
Yeah.
Kind of like a polarizing. I think people have told me
Absolutely.
so far too. They're like I'll bring them up and be like, it's an interesting band to talk about. Like I shouldn't be talking about them, but I really like them. So like,
Yeah.
fuck it. But yeah. those are
That's a
some
cool songs.
Where'd you see them at?
farm.
Somewhere in LA.
El Rey.
El Rey,
I think
okay.
El Rey Theater. I'm
Yeah.
not
Okay.
sure.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And that's in LA. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. it's
I'm not,
in LA.
obviously, we're not too
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, it's a big
That's funny.
venue.
That's great, man.
What's,
King Giz, My Morning Jacket. Still,
Hmm?
maybe stumping on Evan. You got.
Oh yeah, I kind of gave up. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have an answer. I don't think I have an answer for that one.
Okay, okay, you're good. You're good.
What about most embarrassing on stage mistakes?
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a good one. We got a lot of those.
We've done a lot. I think mostly.
Let me pull out the book real
done a
quick.
lot.
Oh,
Mostly me. Have done a lot of really embarrassing things on stage. Most recently, Dan almost ate shit because he likes to do this thing during a solo in one song where. It's like a couple songs.
Well, yeah, but so when he's soloing a guitar, sometimes he'll stand up on the bass drum Like he'll put like one
okay.
foot up on the bass drum because usually his amp is like right in front of the bass drum the way that we set up so he can like kind of get up there.
Oh, okay,
And he'll
cool.
stand on top of it and fucking jam out while I'm like.
There you
But
go.
anyway, so this kit that we were using was very old and it didn't have any legs on it on the bass drum, and Dan didn't know that. But I think I told you
You told me.
because
and
I was like, make
just-
sure your amp is
just
right in front of
went
the bass drum so it
right.
doesn't slide. So he
We're
just
gonna have to
yeah
play.
completely forgot about that. He gets up on the kit. There's no legs, so it starts rolling like immediately, and it was so fast. But like you caught yourself like really
Yeah,
well
I
because
was-
I thought he was gonna knock the entire kit over, like including cymbal stands, and we were just
Yeah.
gonna have to stop playing. But
Yeah,
somehow he like. I don't even know what you did, dude. You let go of your guitar, you like kind of put your hands down on something, and then like we kept
Just
playing.
kept playing,
We kept
yeah.
playing, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like just a point. If that ever happens, you just never stop playing.
Yeah,
Just, like,
right.
hit,
No,
like,
yeah, no, I
hit,
would-
like your kick
yeah.
drum with it with a fucking drumstick. Or
Although
something.
I will say, you should stop standing on other people's kits. I don't mind that you do it on mine at all. That's
Yeah.
totally fine. Go ahead and stand on my kit, but like one of these days, dude, your foot is gonna go straight through that shit.
It's not even through it. It's usually on the hoop, but
Yeah.
I do sometimes expect,
No.
especially on like vintage kits, I expect it to just like
Where were we?
Yeah, it's
Where
like
did we just
crushed.
play
Oh.
like 2 nights
That
ago
would be bad.
with Modular Sun?
Oh,
He
no.
was like, he had that vintage Ludwig kit from 1970, Modular Sun that we backlined.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is my baby, take care of it." And that's why every time you tried to stand on it, I was like, "No, get off." That's why I was like doing that because I forgot to tell you like.
Did I stand
do-
on it?
Yeah, you tried to do it twice, and I was like, every time I was like, "No, get off." I forgot to tell you afterwards that it was because the dude specifically was like, "This is my
Oh,
baby, take care of
San
it."
Marcos?
And this fool's gonna get up on the.
Oh, the baby.
Oh my god, I was like sweating bullets. I was like, holy shit, yeah.
In San Marcos?
In San Marcos.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you know what stopped me from getting that is because they had like a head. I don't know if it was a bass head or a guitar head, but like an amp head
Right, yeah.
in front. But it was like burned out or something.
Didn't it break?
In front, yeah, in front of the kick drum to
Yeah.
like stop
Oh,
it
so
from
it
moving.
moved.
Yeah, to stop it
Oh,
from
And
moving.
so
gotcha.
I was gonna use that to step up onto it, and I stepped on it and it broke. It like
The
down.
amp head?
And
So
so I
there
was
was
like-
the sign
yeah,
right
I
there
was like,
that maybe you shouldn't stand
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the bass.
yeah.
Because you broke the first. You broke your step all the way.
Smash! Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
That
funny,
would be
man. I
great.
totally forgot to tell you that. Yeah.
That's too funny, man.
There's that.
So sorry, Modular Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do it, so. it's
No,
fine.
we didn't, but you know,
No,
I
yeah.
you know.
Have you guys done anything embarrassing on stage?
No.
Like
No,
not like
it's
just
not
like
like
offend
Nothing.
you.
No.
They're
no,
perfect.
no.
Never.
Well, out on the desert one time, I fell over.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
I think I was just like, I
Yeah.
don't know, too drunk or something. But I think I pulled it off though.
I remember you
Yeah.
falling.
Yeah.
I remember you falling, but yeah, I remember thinking like, oh, he did it on
Yeah.
purpose.
Very briefly
'Cause-
falling.
I was just like, oh, he's rocking out on the floor, you know.
Yeah.
man.
I like to be on the floor a lot, although lately I haven't been doing it. I think just because I haven't had space. And
Yeah.
What was
last
the
year
guy
was-
that was like fucking with us like very very early on? This drunk dude. We were playing at a house show. Was it in our last band or was it
I think
number
it was
44?
the last band. What? And he like
That guy that was like,
I hit him
what was
with
he
my guitar.
doing? Yeah.
Hit him with my guitar.
What was he doing? Though? Was he like pushing the
He was
mic?
grabbing my guitar.
Oh, he was grabbing your
the neck of
guitar.
my guitar while I was playing.
Did you just hit him with your guitar? Or did you just
Yeah,
like
no,
punch
I
him
hit
in the
him with my
face?
guitar.
Because I just remember you like,
No,
"Ah, get away."
I like straight up like hit him with my
like
guitar.
boom, yeah.
He popped right back up.
Yeah.
He
It's
was
like,
like,
"Oh,
he was
yeah,
gone,
I
man.
love it."
It didn't
Yeah.
phase him. Yeah,
That's wild.
that was pretty funny.
That was fun.
That is pretty
What's
wild.
your favorite show of the tour so far?
Last night probably.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Was
Would y'all-
that
yeah, would y'all-
Swan
Swan
Dive?
Dive,
Oh,
it's
very
one
cool.
Cosmic Chaos, Christian Blend, and the Revelers, Matt
Yes,
Gilmore
dude.
band.
Man,
What a
that's
lineup,
crazy. Yeah, that does sound like
Yeah,
a
it
smooth
was
a
show.
lot of
fun.
fun.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Sound there too is good.
Yeah, we had too much fun, and that's why we are like we are today. So-
You sounded great. You sounded
Yeah.
great.
Y'all
Sounded
sounded
great.
really good, man.
Played some dope songs. Before we
This
get
is
you out
water,
of here,
by the way, we're not getting.
No, y'all are getting lit.
No hair of the dog.
Yeah.
one last question. It's the most important.
The most.
What's your spirit animal?
Orca.
Ooh,
Orca, wow.
okay.
Orca.
I love decisiveness. Like, wow,
Yeah,
Orca,
it's like,
okay.
damn, that's dope, man. I like
Mine alternates. Sometimes it's a squirrel and sometimes it's a fox. But I feel like it's usually a squirrel. Some kind of
it.
rodent.
Okay.
Ah,
What?
Yeah. I mean, is a rabbit a rodent? Penis?
Related, I suppose.
Yeah, it's probably related.
Related,
So,
yeah.
Something of that size, I would say.
I'm pretty sold on an otter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
said that before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
guys,
why,
I feel like you
but-
guys aren't the first people to ask us this
Really?
question. Which is like kind of weird because like I remember him saying that.
Yeah. That sounds familiar. You are an otter. That's great.
I'll go with a chameleon.
Okay, that's cool. I like that, dude. That's cool.
That's deep.
Yeah,
Most of the time, people want their band members to like tell them. They're like, I don't know what am I,
Yeah.
and then they get offended because they're like, what?
Yeah.
I think I'm a snake.
Someone's like, you're like,
I think you're a rat.
I like
Yeah.
that.
You call yourself an otter, but if he called you an otter, you're like, what do you mean I'm an otter?
Yeah, right.
Well, shit. Thank you guys for coming out again.
Dude,
Thank
This was
you.
great.
Yeah.
It's a really
Great
fun time
tunes,
today.
man.
Yeah.
Hell
Check
yeah,
out the separate videos on the channel.
Yes,
Retro
please
Lab
do.
Records.
Like and subscribe.
Once again, the number 44 social media.
Yes, social media
Instagram.
links.
At the no 44.
No.
The no
period.
dot,
Yeah,
period,
no dot.
44.
Can we like zoom in on this? I don't know if this is gonna work or not. They're like.
No, let me see that though. That's not.
That's
That is-
Facebook.
Well, Facebook, yeah.
No, but
oh,
just-
yeah.
it's
yeah,
just the
it's
way-
10,000
the
the
way
no
we-
dot 44.
The way we spell our names, the
Yeah.
same thing. Anyway,
Yes.
that, and we're on Twitter,
Oh,
we're on
nice.
Facebook, we're
Mad
on
merch,
Twitter.
man.
Twitter,
Killer merch.
Twitter
Tweet it out.
is with an underscore because they don't let us put a period,
Ah,
which is annoying. But if you want to,
technology.
if you want to read some of Dan's inner thoughts, you can go on our Twitter and you
It's
can find it.
hilarious.
You can find all of that.
I am
The Twitter
hilarious.
is definitely the outlier in the social media because it's
Okay.
a little weird. It's a
Yeah.
little different.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Obviously, you know. Okay.
I mean,
I gotta look
Twitter,
at it
I mean,
then.
it's
I gotta
kinda-
look at it. I barely know what Twitter is, but yeah. Anyways, man, thank you guys so
Yeah,
much.
thank
dude.
you.
Seriously,
Thank you.
It's such a blast and a pleasure having y'all on. Tonight, y'all play in Mass, so good luck tonight, man.
Yeah,
and,
good luck.
Thank you. Yeah,
Cool.
we gotta
Yeah.
get over there.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and,
Yeah.
and the rest of the tour. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
thank
man, yeah, thank you guys.
All right.
Cool.
That's what.
Yeah.
Shut off.
All right.